All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back. We're here at Mindfulness class. We've got this every Monday night at 7:15 p.m., and we're going to go for about 30 minutes. Got a nice small group here, if you can spin around to see them. And we just kind of hang out, we meditate, and we have a small discussion. So if you ever want to join us at the gym Monday nights at 7:15, or you can tune in here on the YouTube. So we'll get started in a minute or two. Just get comfortable. Oh, the heat's not on.
My friend's son is a Jason. He's working.
Does that feel alright? Oh yeah, this is.
Yeah, there's my dad somebody kicked it on. You just found this out recently.
Yeah, and it was all because of this.
Wow.
But I met somebody else who had it, and they did this, and she said that she was on the medicine, and I just started looking into it more, and I didn't have any contact issues, and I've been ignoring for a while now, so. Because just because I knew I found it in families, and like, oh,
You've had that checked out, have you? You have.
yeah.
Oh,
I
thank
mean, I
God.
just have to have a 24-hour heart monitor. I don't know, she feels good to me.
Very soon.
Maybe Saturday night? Saturday night? It would. Maybe Saturday, Sunday.
Kudos to you for taking care of yourself.
We'll figure it out.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Good. Tonight's theme is stillness. We'll do a lot of stillness, quietness, and it's evolving from mindfulness. We started with Anthony DeMello's book, and it was a lot to do with learning how our egos work. And I think we're getting to a point now where we're just coming to be quiet together. I want to get to that point. Um, so thanks for coming, guys. Awesome. Thanks for being here. And we'll start with a few minutes. Got the clock rolling too, so I can actually keep track of that. But we'll start with a few minutes of just quiet breathing. Calm your mind, calm your heart. Just be here now. 2 minutes. Go ahead. When you're ready, find your breath again and come back. Come back from where you were. That tonight's message, just stillness from within. It's probably the best way to learn anything is just get quiet. You know, talk is cheap. It can be. I was learning something about, there's lots of different ways to meditate. One of them is trying to lengthen the breath, lengthen the out, lengthen the in, using that as a style. Um, there's transcendental meditation, which I'm going to go try to learn about this weekend. There's mindfulness meditation. There's doing the dishes meditation. There's a million ways to do this, right? So each time we come in, maybe we do the same one, maybe we do something different, or you learn about a new one. Do it. There's no right or wrong, you know. In a world that wants to be right or wrong, there isn't. So stillness within, patience. The breath teaches us patience. It teaches us focus. A lot of things teach us patience. It's interesting too, if you think about when you breathe out, you're kind of like letting go of something. And when you breathe in, you're kind of embracing something. So let's do a minute. This is stillness tonight. When you breathe in, embrace love or whatever it is for you to embrace. And when you breathe out your blockage, whatever's blocking your light that's already inside you. So you breathe in, embrace the light, breathe out the block. We'll go really quick for a minute. In is the embrace, out is the letting go. Fill your body up. Let the extra go. Think about it like embrace the challenges. Embrace those challenges that we have. Overcome. Find your peace. A lot of the meditation teachers talk that consciousness is between the out and the in breath. When there's no breath, when there's no thing, that's true consciousness. Notice the time between the out and the in, the break. Try a few more breaths and just notice the break between the two, the stillness. Time stops between the breath. Take one or two more breaths and bring yourself back in. Yeah, I like that. The idea of consciousness is between the breath. It's so calming. It's easy. I think a lot of people don't like it because it's so simple. They can't wrap their mind around it. It's like, that's BS. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, you know? It's like, you're right, man. Whatever. You got to just do you. It's not what, but how. It's not what you're doing, but how you're doing it. Had this discussion with a few people, and it was about, we were talking about eating meat, and it was with David Radwine and Fletcher, and these are guys that are seasoned. They have lots of wisdom, and there's just so many. How do you know the answer to anything? How do you know what's right, what's wrong? And we kind of started talking about maybe it's just the consciousness behind what you do, how you approach it. Uh, you know, when you go to McDonald's, not that we do, but you can eat a burger in the blink of an eye, or you can go grab something really quick when you're hungry, and so there's ways to unconsciously do it, but there's ways that you can consciously appreciate the sacrifice of what what went into all that and the production of that. And so maybe it's not the what, but the how you look at life. There's rich people that are not happy, so it's not the money. Or there's Mother Teresa. There's all these saints that lived poor lives. The Tibetan monks that live in the mountains, that sleep in 30-degree weather in tents, that are the happiest people. So it's not the what, but the how. In the US, it's all about what. It's like, what are you driving? What do you look like? What's your degrees? What's the numbers or the letters behind your last name? And that stuff's cool too. Like, it's not about getting rid of that, it's embracing that, but between the breath. So, what is disturbing our light? The inherent health inside of us, our empowerment. It's our bullshit. A spiritual journey should have some challenges. It shouldn't just be all cupcakes, right? Meditation, you sacrifice some time tonight. You come in, you got things to do. You got stuff, or instead of turning the TV on while you're eating, this is a hard one for me, you just sit there and you actually eat. There's discipline a little bit, or yoga practice. There's a discipline behind it, or exercise. So there is some BS we have to deal with. There is some work behind it. It can be cupcakes too, though, right? But the real work is to look at what's blocking our light. Because I think we all just want to be really happy. I think the goal here is to have a bliss and a happiness, right? You just want to be happy. I want to get to that enlightenment or whatever it is. Even when we're there, there's still laundry to do. But the idea is that every day, you know, we get a little bit more aware. So the light is always there. The light is always there. Think of a little kid. Dude, the light's there. It's just, yeah, if you've been around a little kid or just anybody, right? There's like, that's just, wow. What's blocking it? So tonight's about stillness. Let's do another minute or two. And maybe in this, the answers will come about. Embrace the in, let go of the out. Be with each breath. Be with each in and be with the out. See if you can get a sense of your light. If you can feel it. Or figure out what's covering it up. Take a breath and bring yourself back. Talk is cheap. The stillness is, there's a lot of wealth behind the stillness. Sometimes we don't like to be quiet though. Some people don't like that. They can't do it. So I don't know, what do you do then? I was talking to a guy this weekend and that wasn't his thing, but he said snowboarding. When he was snowboarded, he felt, and maybe that, I don't know. Yeah, sure. Or CrossFit for a lot of people, you know. But once you're done with snowboarding or you're done with CrossFit, the WOD, then what? Is it right back to it? And you need more? It's like a drug. I gotta get my fix so I can feel this way. And if I'm not getting that fix, so I think what we can do is authentically build it inside yourself, like a muscle, so that you can always have it. Okay, it doesn't mean you always do it, but you're reminded of it, right? Or something, right? Mid-argument, traffic. We had like your story. I remember you're like, how can we, tonight's a little bit about perspective too. And one of the things is like, to experience enlightenment, you must enlighten your experiences. Just to flip things around, to look at it in a different way. To create change, we must change what we create. We're always striving for external. Something out there will help me get this. It's never going to be that way. It's always got to be inner work. Inner work. Self-confidence. That's within the self. You have to discover who you are, and you have to almost get burned enough times. Not every time, but for most of us. Finding yourself can be difficult. Serving others can help you find yourself. I think when you're serving others, there's something there. You can see yourself in other people. You can no longer go by a homeless person blindly anymore. There's something there. Whether you do something about it or not, find out who you are. Deepak Chopra was talking about purpose in life. The meaning is to find out who you are. Take time for yourself. It's not selfish. It's the best thing you can do. He also described life as a big dance. To and fro. There's the growth. There's the creation, the growth, and then the decay, and then there's the constant flow, and we're always doing that. The idea that this is a dream, whatever, if you believe that or not, or there's all these illusions. And imagine your life is like you're flying down the mountain, and you're reaching for things to hold on to. You're trying to hold on, but you're reaching onto illusions, space, right? So you're kidding yourself. Enjoy the ride. Perspective is always interesting. Perspective is an interesting thing. An analogy I like is like when you walk into a room that has a really really interesting perfume smell, a really strong smell, you notice that smell right away. You're like, ooh, that's like almost the only thing you notice. And after a while, though, it goes away. Or it doesn't go away, but you just kind of got desensitized, got used to it. Yeah. Imagine like you're going to somebody's house that has pets. They don't smell it, but you do. Molly's been gone for a couple days, so I'm sure the house smells. I don't know. I'd be desensitized to it, right? I gotta clean it up, right? Um, so perspective is nice. It's important. Your friends can help you with that type of stuff, or a group like this, or something. Your enemies can help you too. They can help you smell your BS or open our eyes and mind to it a little bit more. We get so accustomed to what we know, what we think, da 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 da, you know, and that's okay too. To experience enlightenment, you must enlighten your experiences, though. If you want to make a change, you have to you have to change what you're thinking, doing, being. It's harder as we get older, it feels like. You want to learn Spanish? It's harder. You want to learn the guitar? It's harder, right? Why? Are we just more dense? Are we a little stiffer to the idea of change? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. All these physical things, right? And where does it all start, though? It starts internally. Just flip the way you look at things. Again, to create change, we must change what we create. To see change, we must change what we see. You know, we're constantly striving out. We're constantly doing that. Get to the point where you can add some stillness into your life. This was an interesting one. Ravi, he's a Christian preacher. Forget his last name, it'll come to me. But he said this: time does not heal. Time is not a healer, it is a revealer. We always hear that time heals everything. Time reveals how God works.
That's so true, isn't it? Because you can think something, and then after time goes by and life happens and stuff, you can see why that happened and why it was for the best. But at the time, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
But then you can see that things really did work out like they were supposed to.
I think I like relationships. There's a lot of people that
Divorces.
divorces, yeah, tragedies. How do we explain? You can't explain it. It reveals itself over time. In terms of perspective or a friend that can help you out with helping you smell your BS, meditation and yoga can be a connection with a good friend, the one within. Not the little one, but the big one. Okay, guys, last thing. Space between the breath. That's what we're looking for. We got to breathe. Got to breathe in, got to breathe out. That's given. Okay, we're here. But consciousness happens between those two, between the thoughts, between the actions. Where does that all come from? Where does all this stuff, what created us? What created the sun? I don't know. There's no answers here. This is for you, okay? So the last meditation, it's the space between the breath, between the positive and the negative, between the life and the death. It's the eternal. Let's finish up. We'll go for 3 minutes. And you do you. You do what you need to do. Okay? I'll let you know when the 3 minutes is up. Again, you can embrace with the in, you can let go with the out. And then be aware of the space between. Take another breath or two. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. Thought of the song, "This Little Light of Mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine." When you said yours, the "Merrily, Merrily, Merrily," as we were talking about the light inside, I was like, "This little light of mine." All those little cool kid things, that we kind of, adults kind of like, come on, grow up, It's there. And what did Jesus say? Be like a child, or only a child can enter through these gates. What does that mean? Soften your heart. Hopefully you feel a little lighter. Hopefully you thought about some of those things that maybe dim that light that you have control over. So we'll bring our hands to the heart center and, kind of bow to God or Source or Christ or whatever it is for you and the world, the love of the world. So thanks for being here tonight, guys. Namaste. Good stuff.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, Patty, good to have you back.
So you're gone next weekend?
Gone next week.
No.
So, but
What happened to my life?